that I had it ready before my last video was posted, but better late than never. Today I am making one of my favorite dishes, pad thai. This one is a staple for me right now. It's something that I crave pretty often. It's just, it tickles all the right spots. This is gonna be high protein, relatively low calorie. It's gonna be lower calorie than you would get it in a restaurant, I believe, but I'm adding a bunch of extra stuff to it today since I didn't eat breakfast. So let's get started. Before we get started, let's go over the ingredients that I'm gonna be using today. You're gonna need some form of pad thai noodle, a protein. I'm going to be using the sweet Thai style chili chicken breast. You can get these over at Sam's Club. They're pretty darn good. For vegetables, I'll be using some broccoli, some green onions, and the last veggie I'll be using is some mushrooms. And I actually found some fresh broccoli that needs to be used pretty quick because some of this is starting to look a little questionable. So we're using fresh broccoli instead of the frozen I showed you. And another part of protein that I forgot to show you is an egg. You can either scramble this or you can fry it. Today, I'm gonna be frying it. For my sauces, I'm going to be using a couple of tablespoons of this pad thai sauce from Kroger, some sriracha. I am having a hard time finding this, so I am holding on to this bottle for dear life. And after we're done, we'll throw in a little bit of lime juice. I would rather have fresh, but this is what I have on hand, and I'm a fan of just using what you have in the house. So I think that's everything. Let's get to cooking. I've got some water boiling in my wok, so as soon as that starts boiling, I'm gonna add my noodles over here. So while I'm waiting on that, I'm going to get my vegetables chopped up and prepared. Here are all of my vegetables prepped. I did 2 larger mushrooms and a smaller mushroom, about 1.5 things of green onions, and about a cup of broccoli. And you can throw whatever you want into this dish. You don't have to do it traditionally. I know in the traditional pad thai that you can get, there's not a whole lot of this, but I am really working on just trying to fit some veggies into this meal. But yeah, add whatever you want. Next, I'm gonna get my chicken breast thrown into my air fryer and get that cooking. Now that my water is boiling, I'm going to take the last 3 ounces of the noodles that I have left and toss those in there. I think typically in a serving you just do about 2 ounces, but I am just a little hungrier than that, and I don't want to leave an ounce of noodles left, so we're doing 3 today, but add as much as you want or as little as you want. You're going to let these boil for about 8 minutes or whatever the package says. I think this one says, oh, about 7 minutes actually, so let's set a little timer and get these boiled. So those are gonna boil and cook, and my chicken breast is in the air fryer. I've got my little grill insert in there. Do not judge it. We made chicken last night too, and it's not gonna bother me. Do what you want, but I'm not gonna clean it for my single chicken breast. It's okay. So now that my noodles are done boiling, I'm going to strain them, but we're also going to rinse them in some cold water. Also, don't be fooled. I have a sink full of dishes I gotta do here in a little bit. Okay, so my chicken breast is done, and I'm actually going to transfer this pan over here and get rid of this guy. That way you guys can actually see what I'm doing. It is not cold by any means, but I just wanted my little sweater on, so costume change. I went ahead and threw my veggies into my pan, and just the littlest bit of sesame oil. You have to be really careful with this stuff if you're tracking your macros, your calories, all of that, because 1 tablespoon is 130 calories. But I'm not super worried about it because I used the tiniest bit, just enough to throw a little bit of that sesame flavor in there. Do be careful with this stuff, but it will make your food taste amazing. So we're gonna let these cook, and then I went ahead and chopped up my chicken breast from earlier. Then we'll toss that in along with our rinsed noodles. If you need to, throw just a little bit of water in here and let them kind of steam. That will help your cooking process go by a little faster. I'm also going to cover them and see if that helps a little bit as well. Now that my vegetables are cooked to my liking, I'm going to go ahead and add my pad thai noodles from earlier and my chicken breast that I chopped up. And give that a little mix. Next, I'm gonna go in with my pad thai sauce, and I am doing 2 tablespoons. That's about 90 calories, so again, I'm just gonna kind of measure and eyeball it, not a big deal. Actually, you know what, I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna take a spoon and measure it that way, because that's about a tablespoon, right? I think that'll do us. I'm going to add the sriracha on top later as well, but I'm going to throw a little bit in my pad thai as well. Just a quick little squirty squirt. Mix all of that up and then let it cook for just a few minutes. For me, I really like to make sure that my sauce is well incorporated and kind of soaks into the noodles, and then we will work on making our fried egg. Okay, my noodles are cooked, and that way I've got some room to fry my egg. I'm gonna go ahead and plate my noodles as carefully as I possibly can. Oh my goodness. Scrape some of these out. That already just looks so good. You could stop here if you wanted to. And something else that I really like to throw in this for some other ideas, I love doing shrimp and tofu. You can even throw a little bit of bell pepper on here, crushed peanuts. There's so much that you can do with this, but honestly, just use what you have in the house too. You'd be amazed with how good of a pad thai you can make with just some of the things that you have. I've even done ground turkey before. I went ahead and rinsed out my pan, and now it is ready for the egg. In traditional pad thai, they typically scramble an egg and cook it along with everything else. But sometimes there's just nothing like having a fried egg on top and breaking the yolk over everything. I'm a sucker for it, so that's what we're doing today. Ooh, I hope I didn't mess up just then. Oh no. This is normally such a good pan and it doesn't stick, but I think it's gonna stick. Actually, I think we're gonna be okay. It's not gonna be as pretty as I was hoping, but we'll live, it'll be all right. As I'm sitting here editing this, I have realized how many times I have called this poor wok a pan. It was irritating me, so I figured I would just let you guys know that I am aware that this is a wok and it's not a pan. That's it. While I'm waiting on my egg to cook, I'm gonna go ahead and throw my lime juice on top of the pad thai, because the idea of lime juice and an egg on top of each other, or lime juice on top of the egg rather, just doesn't sound appetizing to me, but do you, boo-boo. This is just how I'm doing it. Now that my egg is done, we're just gonna place it right in the middle, and then a little bit of sriracha just to make it look cute. And there she is. That is the way that I make pad thai. Oh, I cannot wait to eat this. All right, now that everything is done and put together, we're gonna break this yolk together and see how I did. This is my favorite part. It looks good. That's exactly how I like my egg on top of my pad thai when I fry it. All right, cheers. So not only is it cheaper than going and getting takeout, but this whole plate, other than the sesame oil, if you count it, is 630 calories. So much better than going and, first of all, spending your money. And it's a lot easier on macros too. You can customize it however you want. There's so many things that you can do with this, and that's why it's one of my favorites. I'm gonna go and enjoy my lunch, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.